Jake Paul had barely finished his own morning training when his phone started blowing up. Social media was on fire. New sparring and training footage of Gervonta "Tank" Davis had just dropped, and everyone was talking about it. Within minutes, Tank was trending everywhere. Fans, analysts, and fighters alike couldn't stop reacting to what they'd just seen. The clips showed Gervonta looking sharper, faster, and more dangerous than ever. A version of him people hadn't seen in months. And of course, Jake Paul wasn't going to stay quiet about it. As soon as the video surfaced, he went live on Fight Talk TV to give his unfiltered reaction. The footage began circulating late last night. In it, Gervonta Davis was seen working the mitts with explosive precision, his combinations snapping like gunfire. The way he moved, smooth yet violent, sent a clear message. He's still the monster everyone remembers. It wasn't just a regular training session. It was Gervonta showing that, despite the noise, despite the critics, he's still locked in. Fans noticed his footwork was tighter, his defense sharper, and his timing almost perfect. "This man looks like he's about to destroy somebody," one fan commented. The video spread fast, and before long, Jake Paul had already been tagged in dozens of posts demanding his take. Jake, never one to shy away from giving opinions, decided to react in real time. Sitting in his gym, gloves still around his neck, he pulled up the clip and hit play. The moment Gervonta started throwing punches, Jake leaned forward, studying every movement. "All right, Tank. Okay, I see you," he said with a smirk. But the more he watched, the more serious his expression became. He wasn't watching just as a YouTuber anymore. He was watching as a fighter. He noticed the rhythm, the setups, and the way Gervonta transitioned from defense to attack. It wasn't sloppy or wild. It was the work of someone who had been perfecting his craft quietly. After the clip ended, Jake looked straight into the camera. "Look, I'll give credit where it's due," he said. "Tank looks good, real good. You can tell he's been putting in serious work." He paused for a second before continuing. "But people need to remember, training footage isn't the same as fight night. Everybody looks like a killer in the gym. The question is, can you do that under the lights when someone's throwing back?" His tone was confident but measured. He wasn't trying to disrespect Gervonta. He was setting the stage for something bigger, a possible clash, or at least a rivalry that fans would love to see. Jake's comments immediately stirred conversation online. Some praised him for being fair, while others accused him of downplaying Gervonta's skills. "Jake's just jealous," one fan wrote. Another replied, "No, he's being real. Sparring clips always look great, but real fights expose everything." The debate was everywhere, and Fight Talk TV's comment section turned into a war zone of opinions. In the meantime, Gervonta's camp didn't stay silent either. One of his trainers reposted the clip with a caption aimed right at Jake. "We don't do talking, we do knocking." That post got thousands of shares within hours. The tension between the two camps began to rise again, even though no official fight had ever been discussed. But both men knew what they were doing. In boxing, hype is part of the game. And both Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis are masters at keeping fans talking. As Jake rewatched the footage for analysis, he started breaking down details for his audience. "What I like about Tank here is how compact his movement is. Look at how he shifts weight from his back foot. That's elite stuff," Jake explained. "But look closer. His defense still has those small gaps. Against someone who uses reach and angles, that can be dangerous." His tone was analytical, almost like a professional commentator rather than a rival fighter. "I respect Tank, man," Jake added. "He's one of the most explosive guys in the sport right now. But I'm telling you, I'm coming for names like his soon. People don't realize how much I've improved." That line alone set social media ablaze. Fans began speculating about whether Jake Paul was hinting at a potential fight down the line. Could Jake actually step in with someone as powerful and experienced as Gervonta Davis? Some called him crazy. Others said It would be one of the biggest events in boxing history if it ever happened. On Fight Talk TV, Jake didn't confirm or deny, he just smiled. "You never know," he said. "Big fights happen when people least expect them." Beyond the hype, the video itself spoke volumes about Gervonta's mindset. Many fans had been wondering if he was still as focused after his time away from the ring. This new footage answered that question clearly. He looked locked in, eyes cold, movements disciplined, punches crisp. Every shot had intention. "He's training like a man with something to prove," one boxing analyst said during a reaction segment on Fight Talk TV. "That's dangerous for whoever's next." Jake, for his part, wasn't denying Gervonta's skill. He admitted that Tank's speed and power make him a real threat to anyone near his weight. But he also reminded fans that he's been evolving too. "I've been in the gym nonstop. I've sparred with world champions. I've studied this game. I'm not that YouTube kid anymore," Jake said passionately. "If people still think I'm a joke, they're not watching closely enough." His words carried conviction. Even fans who weren't fans of Jake had to admit, his confidence wasn't coming from nowhere. He's been fighting real boxers, taking risks, and proving that he's more than a celebrity in gloves. As the day went on, more fighters chimed in. Some sided with Gervonta, saying Jake wouldn't last 2 rounds against him. Others said Jake's size and discipline could surprise Tank. The buzz was unstoppable. Fight Talk TV uploaded multiple breakdown clips, and each one got flooded with comments and theories. "This could be the next mega fight," one user wrote. "Two massive personalities, 2 dangerous fighters, 1 explosive match." Behind the scenes, Jake's team reportedly loved the reaction. Every time Jake spoke about Gervonta, engagement skyrocketed. But what made it interesting was that Jake wasn't trash-talking this time. He was showing respect while still keeping the energy competitive. "I think the difference between me and a lot of these guys," Jake said during another segment, "is that I don't fear anyone. I respect them, but I'm never intimidated. And when the time comes, I'll show the world what I'm capable of." Even Gervonta himself seemed amused by all the talk. Later that night, he posted a cryptic tweet. "They always talk when I'm training. I'll let my hands do the talking soon." That post alone got hundreds of thousands of likes. Fans were convinced it was aimed at Jake. And, of course, Jake replied with his trademark confidence. "Can't wait to see it, champ. Keep grinding." The internet exploded again. Every little interaction between the two turned into a headline. By the end of the week, the conversation had grown beyond just training footage. People were now talking about legacies, discipline, and the future of boxing entertainment. Jake Paul, through Fight Talk TV, had turned a simple reaction video into one of the most talked-about stories in the sport. He managed to praise Gervonta Davis, analyze his performance like a professional, and at the same time, fuel excitement about what could come next. In the end, what started as just a clip of Gervonta Davis sparring turned into something much bigger. A reminder of how fast momentum shifts in the boxing world. One fighter posts footage, another reacts, and suddenly millions are debating who would win if they ever met in the ring. Jake Paul understood that game better than most. He didn't just react, he created a moment. And as fans kept replaying the footage and dissecting every punch, one thing was clear: whether they love him or hate him, Jake Paul knows exactly how to keep the fight world watching, talking and waiting for what comes next. Because in boxing today, it's not just about who hits harder, it's about who controls the narrative. And right now, both Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis are doing exactly that.